Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my June TBR. These are the books that I'm hoping to get to in June, but I have not been very good at sticking to my TBR the last couple of months, so hopefully this month is better. But without further ado, let's just hop into the video. So if you're new around here, one of my goals for this year was to cut down on the list of books that I have in series ongoing before starting any new ones. So majority of these books are going to be part of series that I have ongoing. So we'll go through all those books first, and then we'll go through like the standalone books after that. So the first series is the Dark Olympus series. I want to read the like prequel novella Stoneheart because I haven't read that yet, and I've been wanting to read more like novella type, or like read the books that like authors put out for some of the series that I really enjoy. And I do really like Katie Roberts' series, and I really like the world that she built with these books. I really want to read that, and then I only have to catch up on the Radiant Sin, and then I'll be caught up for when her next book comes out. I think it comes out, I want to say August, but it's sometime later this year, so hopefully I can get those done, and then I'll be all caught up for the ones that are coming out later on. The next book is The Revenge by Tijan. This is the third book in the Insiders trilogy. The first two books I read last year, and they were some of my favorite books that I read last year. They made my like top 10 books. And for some reason, I still have yet to finish that trilogy. At the time, the third book wasn't out when I was reading it, but now it's been out for a while now, and I just still have not picked it up. And I loved that series, so I really want to actually finish that trilogy and pick up the third book this month. Okay, so like I mentioned, I kind of want to pick up some like novella ones, books that are part of series that I really liked, and I actually finished Shatter Me, I think at the beginning of this year or at the end of last year. I can't remember when I finished it, but I never read any of those novellas that went in between the books. So I'm kind of wanting to go back to that world a little bit. So I was thinking that it'd be fun to pick up some of those novellas. So I put Destroy Me and Fracture Me on here, so that's 1.5 and 2.5, so at least I can see if I like the novellas. If I don't really like them, maybe I won't read the rest of them, but I wanted to put 2 on here just to give it a fair shot. Okay, so the next book is The Atlas Paradox, which is the second book in the Atlas series by Olivia Blake, and I have the Fairy Loot edition to match my Fairy Loot of the first book, but I unfortunately don't think I will be able to get the third one since I'm no longer a subscriber. But I really liked the first one, and it did leave on a cliffhanger, so I've been wanting to pick this up for a while. I just have been like putting it off a lot because I kind of wasn't in a fantasy mood, but I've been really on a fantasy kick, even though normally summer is for my like more fluffy romance books. But I don't know why, I've just been really craving fantasy romance. I'm thinking that this month might be the month that I finally get to this book. And then I'll be caught up for when the third one comes out. I think it comes out later this year, or it could be early 2024. I can't remember. I'm really bad at keeping dates. That's why I write everything down, but like I didn't look it up for this video, unfortunately. So yeah, anyways, point is I'm hoping to get to this book. Sorry. Okay, and I'm gonna be a broken record and say again, I want to go back and read some of the like novella like in between books, and so I will put on here Beautiful Bitch and Beautiful Bombshell, which are 2 books in the Beautiful Bastard series by Christina Lauren. That is number 1.5 and 2.5, and I kind of missed this book, the like characters from the first 2, because those were my 2 favorites that I read. I didn't really like the third one as much as I liked the first 2, so I'm excited to go back and hear more about their stories. And also these books are on Audible on Scribd, so it's just a super easy, quick way if I'm like really needing something quick to read. This will be a great one for that. Okay, next is books that were on my last couple of TBRs, but I still have not yet got to them. So I put the first 2 books in the Hoop series. I have read the first one. I've read Longshot, but it's been over a year now since I read it, so I want to reread it before I go back to the series. So I'm hoping I can read at least the first 2 this month. I don't know, that might be stretching it. I really like Kennedy Ryan's writing, but it was a really difficult read the first time, so I'm sure it's going to be really difficult to read again this time, but at least I'll know what to expect. So I think I'll be able to appreciate it more, and I can sort of just like skim over those parts because I don't really need to read those parts again. So I'm hoping to get to at least the first two so then I can finish the third maybe in a next TBR, but I really want to get to it. These have been on my TBR for a couple months now, and I really just need to get to them. Next is Hellbent and Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. These are the books in the Alex Stern series. I read the first one like I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago now, and I really liked it. I really liked Leigh Bardugo's more matured writing style, but I did find like it just to be a little adult for the sake of being adult. Like there was things in there that I didn't think were necessary, but I did really like it still, and I've been waiting for this book, and I finally decided, and I was just going to wait till the paperback came out, but I finally caved and I just bought the hardcover because I just need to find out what happened to Darlington. I can't wait any longer. I have the physical copy of the first one, but I lent it to a friend, so I'm actually going to have to get that back so I can read that one first because it's been a really long time and I don't remember everything that happened, and the magical system I remember being a little complicated, so I'll definitely need a refresher before I get into this one. Okay, so those are all the books that are part of series that are on my TBR, so all the next ones are standalones. So the next book I want to read is Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I've been kind of wanting to get back into thrillers, and the few that I have picked up, I haven't really enjoyed because I found them really predictable. If I can figure out the plot twist of a thriller, then I'm most likely not going to enjoy it because I think that's the whole fun of a thriller is like you don't understand what's happening and it's plot twists, mind games the whole time. And I know that this book is one of like the most highly rated thrillers, so I'm really hoping this one does it and I'll get back on the thriller kick a little bit. So I added that one. Then the next book is Well Played by V.I. Keeland and Penelope Ward. I can't remember if this was on my TBR last month or not, but I love V.I. Keeland and Penelope Ward's writing. I love them especially as a duo. I think they like really complement each other when they write together. So I'm just sort of making my way slowly but surely through each of their backlists. And so this is one I just decided to pick from their backlist. And I think that this one is a sports romance, which I love their sports romances. So I'm very excited and hopefully I will actually pick it up. The next book is A Place Without You by Julie Ann. Julie Ann is another one of those authors that I'm slowly making my way through their backlist because I really, really enjoy their writing style. Julie Ann is like the queen of angst and like honestly heartbreak. Like most of her books I have cried in. So I'm really excited to read this one. I think it's one of her more popular books, so I think that I'm anticipating that I will enjoy this book if I actually pick it up. Okay, so the next one has been on my TBR for, I think maybe since the beginning of the year. I'm not entirely sure, but it's been on there a long time and I still have not picked it up. But it's one of those books that I bought on my Kobo a long, long time ago, and I'm trying to get through all of the books that I bought. So that's just one of them, and it is The Grace Kelly Dress by Brenda Janowitz. I don't know anything about this book. I don't even know if I knew anything about this book when I bought it. All I know is that I'm pretty sure it's a historical romance. That's all I know, and I think it takes place in France. So hopefully I actually read it, and hopefully it will surprise me and I'll really enjoy it, but the reason why I keep putting it off is because I'm just like not really gravitating towards it. So I just haven't been in a historical fiction mood. I was for a little while, but I just haven't been again lately, so maybe I'll get to it, maybe I won't. The next book is another one of those Kobo books that I bought a long time ago. Don't know anything what they're about, but I bought them and so I want to read them. And it is Save the Date by Morgan Matson. I actually looked this up on Goodreads and it's got quite a few ratings. It must have been popular like quite a few years ago because I think it's quite old, but I know it's a romance. That's about it. I don't know if you've read this book. Let me know in the comments what it's about because I have no idea. And I don't really like to read the Goodreads synopsis before I pick up books. But maybe I should. Maybe it would make me want to read this book because obviously I wanted to read it at some point if I bought it. The next book is A Very Grumpy Father's Day by Hayley. This is one of her books that are sort of like centered around a holiday. It's like a quick, spicy novella, and I just put this on here in case I was looking for something short and sweet and spicy. So I think this is a really good option. It is a June release, which I didn't talk about in my June releases, but it is, I think it's releasing like right at the beginning of June. So I put this on here in case I want to get to it, but it's sort of just like in case I'm in the mood for something quick and spicy, you know? And last but not least is Crying in H Mart by Michelle Zoner. This is a nonfiction book. So, and I just have been wanting to pick up another nonfiction book. I just wanted to have one on my list in case I was up to reading one because I do want to read more nonfiction. It's just that usually I'm not in the right headspace to actually pick up a nonfiction, or I'm just, because like fiction is like my escapism part of after a long workday. But I put this on here because it's one that I've been wanting to read for a long time and I've heard really good things about it. So hopefully I'll be in the mood to pick up a nonfiction book at some point in this month, and hopefully it'll be this book because who knows. I never thought I was a mood reader, but I am clearly a mood reader since I never stick to my TBR. Okay, and those are all the books that are on my June TBR. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what is one book you really want to pick up in June. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.